Brandon Brown and Chris Breiler here from Wolverine Digest after, dude, an absolute take Northern Illinois to the woodshed, 63-10. Wasn't even that close. You get some backups in there. Rocky Lombardi has a couple plays down the stretch, and they score a really late, meaningless touchdown. But just an absolute dominant performance by Michigan on both sides of the ball. The running game again was just incredible. And there were some questions answered. I mean, I feel very differently about this one, even than after the first week against Western and certainly last week against Washington. I think it's, I might get the Kool-Aid out. Chris, I know
you're moving to 9 wins.
You've been a little bit thirstier than me with the Kool-Aid, but I mean, dude, it's all working right now.
Well, they looked really good, and I think you were right that there were some questions that were out there that got answered today. And, the biggest fear was that we were going to walk away from today and we were still going to wonder what was going on with the passing game. And even though McNamara, I think he only had like 11 attempts, so it wasn't like he was throwing the ball all over the field, but they took, it felt like they took some more deep shots. It felt like they were trying to push the ball down the field a little bit. There was clearly an emphasis to try to get the ball to Cornelius Johnson. I think there was some question as to, who's going to be the top receiver in Bell's absence. And it seems like Johnson's the guy. Saw a little bit of that today. And I didn't even know, but that 87-yard touchdown pass was the third longest touchdown pass in Michigan football history. So it was a pretty good day for them today. And yeah, I mean, top to bottom, offense, defense, completely dominant. And that's what you would expect from Michigan against a team like NIU. So solid day.
Yeah, the spread was big, 26.5, but they were up by 60 at one point. It was 63-3 at one point. Michigan got whatever they wanted. 8 rushing touchdowns, 3 from Blake Corum, 2 from Hassan Haskins, 2 for Donovan Edwards. Cade McNamara even got in there early and had a rushing touchdown. And you mentioned Cornelius Johnson getting involved, a couple nice catches and a couple nice shots to him. I just wonder, how confident are you in the passing game now after what we saw today?
I'm a little more confident in it. I'm not 100% confident in it, but they did some of the things that I think they needed to do today. Again, it was moving the ball. McNamara was never in a position where things were going to be too difficult this afternoon, but he did try to make some difficult throws. He had Cornelius down the field once and kind of missed him a little bit deep, but then came right back to it and hit him in stride. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that I feel over the moon about it, but I feel a little bit better today about it than I did after last week. And I think you're going to start to see them incorporate the passing game a lot more as you start to get into the meat of that Big Ten schedule. Big Ten play starts next week against Rutgers. So, again, another perfect opportunity to get that passing game up and moving along.
Yeah, we were talking before we went live here about who we would pick for player of the game, because there's a couple different choices, but I think it's broken record time. I think it's Blake Corum, and I guess make a case for him. And if you've got even maybe an honorable mention at this point.
Well, it's his third straight game over 100 rushing yards. I think he was 140 all-purpose yards, but I mean, he's been the most consistent player for the first 3 weeks. And it does sound like a broken record, but he's deserving of it. And just so I know that some people were asking about it out there, we're not going to have Blake on Monday this time. Against NIU and against Rutgers, I would expect a guy like Blake Corum to have a big day. We'll have him back on depending on what he does against Wisconsin. But yeah, man, it's a broken record, but it's a fun broken record because I love to watch him out there run. And Donovan Edwards got in on the party today. He had a long touchdown run. Hassan Haskins, Hassan Haskins is almost like the middle child, right, of the 3 kids, where like he doesn't get a lot of the attention, but we were up watching him run the ball today. I remember turning to you and saying, like, he just cuts so well and he doesn't lose any forward momentum when he does it. So in terms of the running back room, they are stacked. But yeah, Blake Corum is leading the charge, and I think he's chatting right now on the TV. So
yeah, we're kind of half paying attention to that, half paying attention to what we're saying ourselves. Yeah, 3 rushing touchdowns for the second week in a row for Blake Corum, and he just looks like a home run every time he touches the ball. Donovan Edwards kind of looks the same way. He looked like he could take one the distance every time he touched it. And you mentioned Hassan Haskins just getting it done. He's a big power back. He's viewed as the Thunder and the Thunder and Lightning combo, but he's super sudden and he makes guys miss. He's slippery. He's hard to tackle. He found his way into the end zone twice today too. So I think just the running game in general was last week they go for 343. This week it's even more. I think they finished with 373 yards rushing today. The timely deep shots, finding Cornelius Johnson on a super long touchdown pass, a nice long seam route up into Eric Hall, some bubble screens, the little pop pass behind the line of scrimmage to AJ Henning. It's, I talk about this with you up at the booth. Every week I write the 3 up, 3 down column. 3 things that were really good, 3 things that weren't so good. I didn't put anything that wasn't so good. I'm not going to go hunting and nitpicking for something that was just really, really ticky-tack when at the end of the day you look up there and they've just done everything so well. I saw a couple people on Twitter say maybe that first drive, I guess, but that was the first drive of the game and it didn't happen again. I think Northern Illinois finished, 2 of 14 or something on third downs. You mentioned that in your article.
Yeah.
Just a fun game to watch. I mean, it was fun and it wasn't at the same time because it was so lopsided, but super, super impressive. Michigan 3-0 and looks every bit of a top 20 team and has been, as consistent and dominant in 3 weeks as any team in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you talk about trying to find things to I guess nitpick on a little bit, defensively. I know that they got the 1 turnover, the first interception of the year. Would have been nice to see them force maybe a couple more turnovers there. But when you look up at the scoreboard, it's 63-3. It's kind of it's hard to complain about what you're seeing defensively. And so again, overall, solid performance, top to bottom. Felt good about the defense, felt good about the offense. Feel really good going into next weekend against Rutgers, and they've got a lot of momentum going. And you're right, they look every bit the part of the top 20 team, but we're going to find out how real that is here in the next couple of weeks. So
yeah, special teams, big improvement too, I think.
Right.
AJ Henning back returning punts. He looked really comfortable there. Big play waiting to happen as well. And just everything working in all 3 phases. So I think we'll pack it in there. I see some people saying there might be an echo. I think what people are hearing is the press conference being played inside the press box.
I don't know if you guys
can see that on the TV screens up there. So anyway, apologize if that's not working very well. We will try to get that cleaned up a little bit as we continue to move through the season. But big win for Michigan.
With audio issues?
I know. It's like every week. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back with more stuff the rest of this weekend and especially on Monday when we get back on the pod.